Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in today's video, I thought it would be fun to talk about my top 3 exercises for equestrian athletes for upper body training. So obviously at the moment, I'm not really training any upper body due to this glorious thing that I have on my arm. I'm still going to tell you all of my personal favorite upper body exercises to do for well-rounded upper body training for as an equestrian athlete. So let's get into it. Okay, so number 1 is seated row or lat pull down. My favorite upper body exercises to do are always back and pull kind of exercises, so lats, training lat pull down and seated row, or any kind of row for that matter, are something that I instantly gravitate towards because it's something that I'm very strong in. I used to be a swimmer and I used to do butterfly and freestyle were my strokes, so I have very naturally built lats and upper back muscles, so for me this is like right up my alley and right up my street. As an equestrian athlete, I think these exercises are really beneficial because these are what's going to help you maintain your posture. You can instantly see a difference if I just scooch back a bit. So if you've got rounded shoulders, when you're sitting in the saddle, you need to pull your shoulders back. So your rhomboids are here, in between your shoulder blades, and then your lats run down here. Give you a demonstration of what it looks like when you're contracting your lats versus using your arm. So this is me using my arm. And this is me engaging my lat. So arm, lat. Basically, the reason why I'm highlighting the difference between doing these movements with your arm versus engaging your lats correctly is because if you're doing lat pull down and you're just pulling with your arms, you're not actually going to really be contracting that muscle, and it's really important that the movement starts from here and not from your biceps and pulling down, because then you're not actually really contracting your lats. Your lats is the supporting muscle as opposed to the targeted muscle, and then your biceps become the main focus muscle instead of the supporting muscle. So I hope that kind of makes sense. So sitting like this in the saddle and training these exercises are actually going to give you a lot more strength when you're sitting in the saddle. At least that is what I have found in my experience with my training in the past. I personally just love these movements. I think they're really, really good for well-rounded training. I personally love any pull exercise. I think they're all amazing, but I think particularly for equestrian athletes, it gives us a really good foundation for strength in our upper body, obviously with our core as well, in conjunction with all of our core strength. This is really important because when we're sitting in the saddle, our trunk and our body is basically ground zero for anything else that happens when we're on the horse. It is the bit that it is the part of our body that needs to maintain posture. It is the part of our body that needs to maintain strength. So obviously training your upper body and building strength in your upper body is going to be really, really useful. And I have found it has also helped get me out of trouble. When I have a strong core, which I spoke about in my previous video, and when I have a strong foundation for my upper back and through my lats and my rhomboids, I find that I'm much, much more secure in my position. And I hope that that's the case for you guys, and I hope that was helpful, and I hope this gives you an idea of what you can do with training back. Okay, so number 2 is actually going to be push-ups or bench press. The chest push movements are actually my weakest point in my training. It is these are the exercises that I find the most difficult out of everything. I'm just not very strong through my pectoral muscles, and it's just, I'm not gonna lie, every single time I have to train them it's kind of like because I'm just not very good at it and I just don't feel very confident with it. But I train for well-rounded full body training, so of course I still incorporate these into my programs. Obviously I can't at the moment because so sad. I do incorporate it because I do full well-rounded full body training, and that includes doing this exercise even though I'm not the biggest fan of it. So basically the reason why I think these are really important because they go hand in hand with what I just spoke about. With basically these are going to give you another point of support for when you are doing anything. They train your pectoral muscles obviously, which run along here. As an equestrian athlete, I believe in full body training because obviously we're working with half-ton animals that we need to be as strong as possible with. This is just a part of training. And while I haven't seen any specific improvements in my riding from training these exercises, or being an equestrian athlete, obviously we use our full body every single time we get on a horse. Training your pectoral muscles and training chest is absolutely no different. So obviously these are really, really important. I think as well with push-ups and bench press, I prefer to do dumbbell bench press because Like I said before, it's not really my strongest exercises, but I really like dumbbell bench press because I think it requires a lot more coordination. You've got the two little dumbbells and you're bringing them close and you have to try and keep them even, so obviously you need to have some coordination and stability through the muscles there as well, so that's my personal preference. And also posture, because it is really, really important to maintain your posture when you're doing these exercises, especially through push-ups. Especially push-ups, since they are kind of a full body movement, you know, you have to keep your spine in neutral spine, same thing as with your plank and everything, and then you have to do the movement really slow and controlled, so it will contribute to improving your posture. They're just more well-rounded exercises in training, and definitely something that you should include in your programs if you haven't already. Number 3 is I have 2 options. I either would do bicep curls or tricep dips. My preference is tricep dips because I really, really like training them. They're a lot of fun for me. But basically anything that kind of isolates your arms through your biceps or through your triceps, I have found are really, really good. And the reason for this is because we work with horses, and obviously sometimes they can get a little bit strong, and so obviously us being strong, being able to be strong enough to handle that is really, really important. These exercises I feel like are more beneficial for doing yard work. I think all the upper body movements are actually more beneficial in terms of yard work, except maybe back. Back has got some contribution to improvements that I have found in my riding. But dumbbell bench press and push-ups and stuff like that, and now these exercises, bicep curls and tricep dips, I have found are really, really helpful for doing yard work and building strength through these muscles for yard work, whether that be heavy lifting or mucking out or dealing with the horses when they're being a bit silly or anything like that. I found it's really, really helpful. Obviously bicep curls target your biceps and your tricep dips target your triceps, so well-rounded training. I really, really like tricep dips. I don't know what it is about them. I just think they're so much fun, and yeah, kind of a quick one for that one. So just to recap, my top 3 exercises for upper body training for equestrian athletes are: number 1, lat pull downs and seated row or any type of row. Number 2, chest push day, so push-ups or bench press. And number 3, bicep curls and tricep dips. These are really, really amazing. I love them all. I think they're really, really important, and I personally have seen massive improvements in my own training and my own strength in my upper body by training these movements. And obviously this then translates to, for example, training back is very useful with your position when you're riding, and also with doing yard work, and with push-ups and bench press and tricep dips and bicep curls are really, really useful for yard work as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of my videos. I really, really appreciate it, and I will see you guys next week. Bye!